Hello, St. Peter's. Welcome back for another Summer Reading Explorers adventure. This is number 6. Can you believe we're on number 6 already? And as promised, we're going to keep our week of rocking and rolling going today. Do you have all your friends? My buddies are here. They've been a little squirrely today, but we finally settled down. So we have Ralph, Magic Monkey, make sure he doesn't jump off of there. Daisy's here, our Pig of Joy, along with her Jar of Joy. Whoa, I thought I was gonna knock them down. All right, are you ready? Because we need to get started right away. We have so much to do. You're gonna be so excited. Let's see what is in our Summer Reading Explorers pack today. Here's our book. I think you're gonna like this one. It's another new story that you probably haven't heard before. So let's get ready to read. Okay, gather everyone around. Let's turn up our ears so we're ready to listen. Turn off our mouths so we don't make a sound. Put your hands quietly in your lap. Take a nice big deep breath. And now we're ready for our story. Today's story is called Kindness Rocks. Boy, that's right up our alley, isn't it? At St. Peter's School, we always try to be kind. So Kindness Rocks is going to be a good one. Our author is Sonica Ellis, and it's illustrated by FX and Color Studio. Well, that sounds fancy. They have some very vibrant pictures. Now, a lot of times we just have a title page that looks like this. But in this book, the author put a dedication. Our author actually wrote a little note to us. Can I read it for you? It says, "Dear reader," that's us. "One of my favorite sayings, and I do not know to whom it is attributed, is," that means they're not sure who said it first, but they've heard it somewhere. "Kindness is like spreading sunshine into other people's lives, regardless of the weather." Isn't that a nice thing to think about? Being kind brings sunshine into your life, even when it's raining or stormy. And then she says, "I hope you enjoy my book. Love, Sunny." Isn't that nice? There's the letter. And then there's a dedication. That means she wrote this book for someone. This book is dedicated to all those people who practice random acts of kindness. Guess what we're going to do today? We're going to be one of those people practicing random acts of kindness. We're spreading our joy every day, aren't we? Spreading your joy is part of being kind. Here we go for Kindness Rocks. Gotta scoot up a little bit. Clara is a young girl who likes to collect rocks. She gathers them up along the creek's edge and then brings them home to decorate. What a great idea. Once home, Clara paints pictures and words of kindness on the rocks and leaves them outside her gate for all to see. So there she is working away. One day, Sheldon the turtle came slowly moping by Clara's gate. Look at him, he looks a little sad. If you're moping, it means you're feeling kind of blue, kind of down. Sheldon was feeling a bit down when he suddenly looked up and saw Clara's decorated rocks. Here's what he saw. Sheldon could not believe his eyes. One rock said, "You are beautiful." Another said, "I love you," with hearts on it. Still another read, "You are amazing." By the time he finished reading all of the messages, he was grinning from ear to ear. So let's look at how he changed. Here he is, sad and mopey. And then he read those kind words, and now look at his face. So happy just by reading something nice. It's not hard to be kind. Here we go. So Sheldon went as fast as he could, which was not very fast because he's a turtle, and told his best friend Benny Bunny. Benny was so impressed that he told Merle the squirrel. Merle told Nibbles the mouse, and Nibbles told Harry the skunk, from a safe distance, of course. And so it went until all of the animals in the area had gathered round to see the kindness rocks. Kindness rocks, like kindness is awesome, and they are called kindness rocks because they are rocks. Pretty cool. Every day the animals came to see the pretty pictures and kind messages painted on the rocks. And each time they brought a new friend along to share in the happiness that the rocks brought. So it's spreading, the kindness is spreading. More and more animals are coming to see those kind messages and making them feel good. The messages would change every few days, but they were always words of kindness and encouragement, and they always made whomever read them feel happy. So here are some of these rocks. Let's see. This one says, I am going to be a big sister. Well, that's exciting news. This one says, we can't read it all because some is on the other side. I think it says, you are beautiful. And this one says, throw kindness around like confetti. Here, this one says, inhale courage, exhale fear. So that means bring in that bravery and get rid of all that fear and when you're scared. This one says, love you, and this one says, smile. All kind messages. Although it could be hard work sometimes, Clara never seemed to grow weary of creating and sharing her kindness rocks. Whew, she's sweating. It's very hard work. Until one day, she had to say goodbye to her home. You see, Clara and her family were moving to a bigger house because Clara was going to be a big sister. We read that on one of the rocks, didn't we? And now they have to move. How do you think those animals are going to feel? I'm feeling a little sad myself. On that day, Sheldon, who did not know that Clara's family had moved away, arrived at the gate to find there were no more kindness rocks. Sheldon sat quiet for a long time, feeling sad that there would be no more kind words for he and his friends to read each day. Until suddenly, he had an idea. What do you think his idea is? Maybe. Let's find out. Little Sheldon rushed back home as fast as he could, which was not very fast. Once home, he gathered his markers and art supplies, removed his shell, and went to work. That's pretty cool. Took his shell off. I didn't know they could do that. Well, they really can't, but in this book they can. Look what he did. When he was done, he went back to the gate to find all of his friends disappointed that there were no more kind words to read. But Sheldon showed off his newly decorated shell, bringing smiles to their faces. You see, anyone can be kind. And as Sheldon and his friends discovered, kindness rocks. So he wrote, you are amazing. So he found out, he learned from reading all those rocks that he can do the same thing. Kindness does rock. Isn't that cool? So I think they're going to go around and keep spreading that kindness and joy on their rocks. So all of these rocks together put a message, and it says, love and kindness are never wasted. Kind people are the best. people. Kind people are the best people. Don't you want to be around people who are kind, people who are nice to you? They make you feel good, right? And you are one of those people too. I love being around you guys. You always make me feel good. Would you like to make some other people feel good today through our activity? All right. So remember, in my bag, last time, if you watched Tuesday's episode, we found rocks, right? So our job was to go all around and gather up different kinds of rocks, right? So I found all kinds of rocks. And then I asked you to wash them, clean them up, and let them dry. Now, if you didn't do that step yet, don't worry about it. You can do it right now, okay? So you're gonna gather some rocks, and there's something else new in here. Let me see. I've got some markers. These are actually special markers called paint pens, but you don't have to have these. You can have any kind of markers. What we're going to do I have paint pens, I have regular Sharpie markers. Sharpies are permanent markers. So if you write on something, it won't come out. If you are using permanent markers, make sure that you're very careful you don't get it on your clothes, because it won't come out. You won't be able to wash it out. So you have to wear old clothes or be very careful and not get it too close to your clothes. You can use washable markers, but if you do, eventually it will wash off of the rock, which is okay, because then you can write another message, right? Okay, so we're gonna make some kindness rocks. I have markers. I'm gonna show you what I've done. So with a Sharpie, like this, I wrote this. It says, dream big. That might make someone think about that. And then I wrote in a couple different colors. This is with my paint pens. I wrote, you are special. Then I had another idea. What if I had paint? But guess what? I didn't have the right kind of paint. Watercolors won't really work because it won't show up on the rocks. So I had to find out how to make my own paint, and I did. Look what I did. So this one, I painted a heart on it. Now the thing about this paint is it gets kind of thick. It's made from ingredients you have at home, so you can make it at home, but eventually if it rains on this rock, this could wash away, which is okay, because then you just get to paint more kind messages, right? So I'm gonna show you how to make it, because here is my blue paint that I made yesterday, okay? I'll kind of mix it around. You can see it's kind of thick, right? Not too thick. But you only need, you need 5 things, okay? Here's the list of what you need, and then I'll tell you how much. Baking soda. That's different from when we made the bubbles. Baking soda, it comes in a box, okay? Flour, it's like flour that you use for making cookies. Sugar, plain old sugar. Water, and food coloring. Or, if you don't have food coloring, you could use a dry Kool-Aid packet. I know, sounds crazy, but it's true, because it has a good color, strong dye in there. So here's how you're gonna make it. First, you need to find a tablespoon. That's the big one, okay? You are going to take, here is my baking powder. I already measured it out. You're gonna dump two tablespoons of baking soda. Did I say powder? Baking soda, 2 tablespoons. Then you're going to take 2 tablespoons of flour and dump it in there. So now I have 2 things in there. And then you're going to take a teaspoon. A teaspoon's a little bit smaller. It looks like this. 2 teaspoons of sugar, plain old sugar. Okay, everything looks very much the same in there right now. And then 2 tablespoons, the big one again, of water. Dump it on in there, okay? So we have that. Then we need to pick out a color. What color should we make? Well, I already have blue. How about green? Green will be nice. It's a nice color for summer. So like I said, if you don't have food coloring, you can use Kool-Aid or Jell-O. Squeeze some in there. And then we're gonna mix it up. Oh, it's turning so green, look at that. That is pretty amazing. Now you could put this, if you have a squeeze bottle, you could put it in a squeeze bottle. If you have a paintbrush, you could try a paintbrush. Would you like to see what it looks like when you use a paintbrush? It's a little thick, so what I discovered is I had to dab it on. So I thought if I write in permanent marker, this one says be kind. If I write in permanent marker and then I use my paint to decorate it, that could be really fun. So I'm gonna dab my Q-tip in some paint and I could just make some polka dots. Look at that. That's pretty fun. What if we tried, would you like to see what the paintbrush looks like? Let's try the paintbrush on the back. So if I get some, it's dripping with my paint. If I try to smooth it out too much, it'll get too thin. So you kind of dab it around, but it does work. Look at that. I think that's really fun. So you can use the colors if you would like to decorate, but you could try to write a word as well. So let's try to write a word with our blue paint. What should we write? Let's write love. Okay, so we'll write L. That will make someone feel good. L. What comes after L? Love. L. O. See how these are, you have to kind of keep dabbing it on. Lots of paint. V. And then an E. Oh my goodness, it made it so big I have to go around the back. So as you can see, if you're going to use this kind of paint and you want to write words, you might need to find a pretty big rock. L-O-V-E. But I got it on there, right? I also made, this one says, amazing. Someone's going to find that in my yard. And one of my favorites says, smile. And I put a little smile face on there. And since we have our green paint, maybe I could make a little green flower just by dabbing on each side. That's sure to brighten someone's day, right? Have fun with it. Use your markers. You don't have to have paint at all. The markers work really well. See? They just draw right on those rocks, especially if you have washed and dried them, right? If there gets dirt in there, then it's going to be harder to do. But look how easy it was to just draw that little heart. I could put a bunch of hearts on this rock. How amazing would it be if you found this rock somewhere with a special message? So she put them outside of her gate by her house. You can put them around your yard, or maybe the next time you take a walk, you could leave them for someone else to find. A kindness rock. Spreading your joy by putting kind, amazing messages to make people smile. Isn't that cool? It's a rock. Didn't cost you anything, did it? Draw a beautiful picture. Write an amazing message. Be kind. You are amazing. You are special. You are beautiful. Think about how you would feel if you found that rock. You can spread that joy to someone else. Isn't that a fun explorer's activity? So remember, if you didn't find your rocks, go find some. If you run out, you can always find more. There are rocks everywhere. And as we saw in our book the other day, tiny rocks, big rocks, it doesn't matter. If you decide to make the paint, remember that it will wash off, so you can draw with it anywhere. Eventually it will wash off if it rains, if it ever rains. You can put it in a squeeze bottle. That looks like one of those ketchup bottles or whatever, and squeeze it around. It would kind of be a little bit puffy, like puffy paint. So many different things you can try. You might have other ideas of how to decorate your rocks. I would love to hear them. So if you have a different idea I didn't show you today, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I would love to see some pictures. If you decide to spread your joy around by putting those rocks for other people to see, let me know. Who knows, maybe I'll find one of your rocks one day when I go for my walks, right? Okay. I know that this is already spreading some joy, but I still think we should look and see what else we can do. We have a long weekend, boys and girls. It's Thursday. I'm not going to be back until Tuesday, so we have plenty of time to make our kindness rocks around the neighborhood. Let's see what else we can do to keep that joy going, because kindness rocks. See what we've got. Oh, Tino, look at this. Share a happy memory. I have a really good one. Another very happy school memory. Do you remember it was our last week of school was Right to Read Week, and we had a very special guest come to our school. His name was Jungle Terry, and he brought a giant snake. And some of the kids got to stand up and hold him. Y'all got to touch him. Do you remember that? Wasn't that incredible? He had so many cool animals. That was a happy memory for me. Maybe you can think of some other things that happened with Jungle Terry and tell your families. That would be a good way to spread some joy and make everyone smile. And some of them might be glad they weren't there to see the snake. But I thought it was a really cool thing to see. That's a happy memory. Tino, thank you for sharing that idea for our jar of joy. That was fantastic. Oh, boys and girls, we are going to make this world such an amazing place this weekend. You're going to spread some joy with your rocks. You're going to share happy memories with your family and friends. People will be smiling. I guarantee it. I can't wait to hear what you do. So, get out there and start spreading your kindness, because we know kindness rocks, right? So one last piece of business we have to attend to is make our color in our stamp, because we just finished another Summer Reading Explorer adventure. And I am feeling so good today, spreading all of this kindness and joy. You know what I'm going to put on my stamp? A heart. There it is. So let's count how many stamps we have filled in now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've already completed 6 Summer Reading Explorers activities and adventures. I'm having a great time, are you? All right, boys and girls, you have a fantastic weekend. I can't wait to see what your rocks look like. Go out there, have some fun. This is an activity that you can do with your family, your friends, your brothers and sisters. Go out there, boys and girls, and keep spreading your joy.